for this week, we are going to be sewing for a good cause. So let's do that, right? Hi friends and welcome to my nest. My name is Kate. This week we are going to start the Stronger Together Sew Along. It is a charity that is being hosted by the Packwater Shop, and so this is what the quilt is going to look like right here. Okay, Sew Along is going to be benefiting the UNCF, which is a scholarship for young African American and other young people to be able to have the opportunity to afford college through donation for scholarship to do that. So the Backwater Shop has chosen 4 designers that will be participating in their Sew Along for this year. Our first designer is going to be Jurista Page, and our second designer for week 2 is going to be Mary Davis, and our third designer is going to be Juki TL. The designer for week number 4 will be Sharice Nichols. I will encourage you to visit these ladies on their Instagram page, and also I think Fab Shop is going to be hosting them for the Sew Along during the month of February. So Fabwater Shop has like a kit that you can buy, which is art gallery fabric that they have kitted up. But I'm not going to be using all art galleries. I'm going to be using the Speckled line by Rashida Coleman Hale. She is an African American designer, and below are the fabric that I will be using. So it's still fabric that's designed by an African American designer, and she is a designer for Ruby Star Society. So I wanted to use these fabric because of the occasion and it being a charity Sew Along for UNCF. So I wanted to just use the line that was created by an African American designer. So that's what I'm going to be using. As you can see, these colors are very bold, they're very bright, and they're very cherry and happy colors. This is a charity that is near and dear to my heart that I really wanted to participate in. The fabric that I'm going with kind of mimic the color that Fabwater Shop have on their website. So I'm thinking this is going to work. We'll see at the end. So for the Stronger Together Sew Along, you can get the pattern at Fabwater Shop blog, and which is a Jolly Jobber. And so what I did with mine, I went on ahead and cut week 1 and week 2 because this will be every week for the entire month of February. Week 1 wants us to do 28 square in a square of various colors. And so this is what I have made so far right here. My colors are very bold and strong. This is what I have done. This is what I have cut out already for the square in a square, and they're going to measure 6.5 inches. And so these right here are my stack of 3.5 inches square for the background. These were the cutaway from the square in a square. I went on ahead and sewed them, and they're bigger than 2.5. So what I would do is cut them to 2.5 half square triangle, which is HST. So that's what I'm going to do. This Sew Along again is benefiting the UNCF College Fund. So your donation will go so far. So thank you so much for your donation. Now, let's start sewing this block. So for this week, we are making the apple and the school bell. And the designer for this week is going to be Jurista and Mary Davis. Focus this year is Ruby Bridges. You can also go and look up Ruby Bridges' story online. So here are my pieces. These are my color that I picked, and then these are my background to go with it. And so what I'm gonna do is make the half square triangle, which is like the candy twist on top. Okay, so now I have my first step already right here. This is the HST that we need to create. I'm gonna put it aside. The next thing is making the apple pieces. So this is end pieces to our art pieces. So we're gonna need 2 of this, and we're gonna need to put our 2.5 inches end pieces onto all, both corners. So now we're going to take our piece T and attach our end piece on one side. We're going to do like a backward flying geese. Okay, so now this is completed. This is your first part of the apple making process. Okay, I'm going to put it over there. Next, we're going to take that same piece. We're going to take this piece right here. We're going to take our L. We're going to join it to the right side, to your right side. And then we're going to take our M piece and we're going to join it to the left side. So now this is completed. We're going to take our J piece and we're going to put it on top. You can refer to Factwater Shop website to get your pattern. All right, so this piece is completed right here. So this is the first top part of the apple. I'm going to put it right there. The next thing we're doing is taking our R pieces, which is the apple body, and I've already sewn that part. This is just a bunch of sew and flip. The only difference here is that these right here are all the same size, and these right here are the same size. So what you're doing is connecting them, and this one right here, it's a little bit bigger. So you're going to connect these together. You're going to sew and flip on all 8 corners, and then you're going to sew them together. And that's pretty much it with this part. And by that, I'm just going to press. I did not, on this one, I am not pressing open. So this is the body of my apple right here. So all I'm doing is sewing the top part onto the apple right here. So the apple is completed and sewn for the first part of the second week. So that's done. This part right here is the star. So let me sew that. I've also gone ahead and completed the bow tie looking block. So I just want to point out that this part right here are meant to be off center. So if yours look a little off center, that's fine. It's supposed to look like that. So both apple and the bow tie squares are completed. Next, we're going to make the pieces for the bell and we're going to put them together. So this is the easy part. We're just going to take our square, B square, sew both sides. I'm going to sew on this side, sew on this side, press, and go on to the next section. What I just did was I took my B pieces and I took piece V, which is the bell handle right here. So what I'll do is take my F piece and put it on top, and I'm going to sew. So next we're going to take the actual bell, and I've chosen a gold color fabric. This is by Art Gallery to kind of complement the bell. I'm hoping that I do justice for this bell. This is our piece W, which is the actual bell, and we're going to take our H pieces right here. We're going to sew it to the left and the right. Okay. Okay, so this is the top of the bell. So now what we're doing is sewing our K pieces, which is right here, and we're going to sew it to both sides. So what we're going to do now is connect the top to the bottom right here. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. Next, we're going to make the bottom of the bell, which is piece X. And I am using my alpha beady today because these are a lot of pieces. And we're going to take our last piece of the end. This is curved. Let me just... So what I did was sew from this corner to this corner, and I'm going to take this piece and do the same thing. Sew from this corner to this corner. Okay. And then I'm just going to snip here. I'm going to cut the corners off and then iron. And when I say iron, I'm not going to go swishing back and forth. I'm just going to put my iron on top and just press. So now all the components are on right here. So this is our last piece of the F piece. So we're just going to sew all this together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are 4 pieces that we've made here. This is the bell hand. This is the actual bell. This is the bottom of the bell, and then we're going to sew this on top, and that will complete the entire thing. So let me do that, and I'll meet you here. So here is the entire belt right here. So our belt is completed. So this is our second part of week number 2 right here, all completed, and that is the belt. So now we have our apple, we have our crisscross, and we have the belt. So next thing we're going to do is join them together. So we're taking our eyepiece, we're going to put it smack down the middle. We're going to connect this to, put this to this, and then sew this on. This is our first section of week 2 right here. And a little disclaimer and transparency. This right here is supposed to be the same color as here, but I seem to miss that. So it's a oops, and I'm not gonna redo it. This is done. And I wasn't sure about this color right here when I was picking it out. It was between gold and yellow, and I thought I will go with gold, and I did go with gold, and it just kind of helped anyway to tone down this super bright colors. So I'm thinking that it's a right choice for me. So I do like it. So this is what we have right here. We have the bell, the apple, and the crisscross. So I have completed my block. And so like I said, this is a free sew along from Fact Shop, and they are hosting this for the UNCF. This will assist young African American and other young people to be able to get scholarship to go to college where they're not able to afford the total cost. So go to Fact Shop, and under Stronger Together, there's a link for you to donate $15 per each pattern. Or if you just want to make a one-time donation and you're not going to be sewing, that will be great. But thank you so much in advance, and thank you for watching this video, and thank you for your donation. And with that, I leave you to have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.